Good afternoon. Do you have any dreams in your life that you'd love to fulfill that you haven't fulfilled yet and don't know why? Do you want to know why? Well, this show's all about mindset, and wherever you are in the world, join us for the next hour on discovering how to make your dreams come true. This is Caroline Ainslie on Mindset Monday. And this is on Relax Radio. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back just after the break. Right, so the break isn't happening. We have a technical issue here, and we will solve that in just a moment. And I'm going to have to work out how to do the break, but basically it's Relax Radio. You're on Relax Radio, and you can advertise on Relax Radio, RELAKS without the X. So we're removing the negativity of Relax Radio, and you can only see half of me. So I'm actually, this is a COVID lockdown transmission. So I'm on my own. And let there be light. Yay, got my own little studio here, and guess what? My growth mindset, which is what it's all about, enables me to take a problem by the horns and solve it. And it really is a crucial factor in life. So what I'm going to be doing as well is communicate while I'm talking to you about a growth mindset. Now, what is the opposite of a growth mindset? So if a growth mindset is one thing, what is, one moment. Here we go. This might be it. It's been given to me as a gift. One moment. Oh my goodness. That's something anyway. Relax Radio. Okay. Let me see. I'm just going to, so this is a can-do attitude, essentially. The opposite to a growth mindset is a fixed mindset. Now, let me tell you a little story. Were you born? Was anybody born with a growth mindset? Well, perhaps some people are, but I think it's, in my opinion, it's more nurture, as in it's more about your environment than something you're born with. I think it depends on what the people are writing, what you're copying, what your examples are around you. Now, as a child, did I have a growth mindset? Well, it would be useful to know what the difference is between a growth and a fixed, and we'll look at that in a minute, so you can decide for yourself whether you've got a fixed or a growth mindset, and more importantly, how you can develop a growth mindset from a position where you have a fixed mindset. Now, did I have a growth mindset as a child? I was a pretty unhappy child. And in my experience, having a growth mindset leads to, so certainly my personal experience in the last few years, is that having a growth mindset leads to, I suppose, what some people would call happy people, positive people. And it's not about positivity per se. It's about seeing the possibilities, about realizing that the possibilities are there, and never say never. You just don't, there's no, when you encounter difficulties, you don't give up. You don't just say, oh, well, never mind, can't do it. That doesn't happen. Now, what I'm going to do is what's this? What's this? I have no idea how I got here. And I still don't know. I'm still looking. I won't give up, because that's part of the attitude, how I'm going to get the jingle. What I want to put is radio jingle on. I'm looking for, okay. And how, please send me a screenshot. Please send me a screenshot of how to find, I feel like Mike McIntyre here. I'm sending off a text message live by recording the program. Please send me a screenshot of how to run the jingles. Right. I can't find jungles. I'm sending jungles. I hope you'll understand. I haven't, not that I can't, there's no such thing as can't. I haven't found the correct screen. And now what I'm going to do is this is great. This is like growth mindset in action. I'm loving this. Right, I'm going to take a picture of the screen with me on the screen live. And so if you're looking for a model on how to develop a growth mindset, just follow me around. And the thing is, it's great because it's I don't believe in mistakes. I don't make mistakes. I only make, and this, I already had this idea before I discovered about growth mindset. It was I don't make mistakes. I only have learning experiences. I only learn from my mistakes. As long as I'm learning from my mistakes, I'm not making a mistake. I call them magnificent mistakes. So I don't make mistakes. I make magnificent mistakes and I learn from them. So that's what I do. So let me see. Send that in. There you go. That's to Amin Raja, who owns this station, which is a wonderful station, and I highly recommend it. So where were we? I'm loving it, because what we're doing is we're developing, there's a few of us coming in and creating new programs, new content. There's my friend Dom Anglin that works with the spiritual and artists. Nope, that wasn't him replying. And he interviews lots. Oh, he had a poet on a couple of weeks ago, and he's on every Monday and Wednesday at 2 if you want to see his show. And it's lovely. It's again very uplifting, which hopefully mine is too. So what have we got? We've got the mindset. Now, I've actually first discovered the whole concept maybe about 7 years ago. And it was my sister. We're all in education. There's 3 sisters in education. The 4th sister has 3 children, so she can't help but be in education. And she said, we mustn't praise children. And I'm like, what do you mean by we mustn't praise children? I'm like, I don't have my own children, but I'm like the epitome of a grandmother. One praises children. One says, oh, well done, aren't you clever? Oh my goodness, you did such a great job, I'm so proud of you. And you just want to build them up. You want to build the little sausages up, and so that they can feel good about themselves. Well, and that's my mother, by the way, did that with me, and it was lovely, and I felt validated. But it's interesting that what you're doing is you're creating a person, a grown-up, who requires other grown-ups to make them feel validated. Let's see if that message was instructions on how to do the jingle. Not yet. I'm going to have private chat. I don't know how to do this. Okay. Hello. I've got a message. Oops. Thank you, Tenzilla. That's lovely. Now I understand what's going on here, I think. Right. I'm multitasking. So this is part of my growth, my personal growth is being able to multitask. I'm here. Right. I'm sending a message. Right, now I understand what's required of me. It's so lovely to hear from you, Tenzila. Do you have any questions or any comments? I would love to hear from you and anybody else that's watching. Right, now, so I'm waiting instructions now. So any minute now, we're going to have the jingle. And it's really lovely. It's a young lady singing Relax Radio. And it's just really sweet. And I really love it. And I'm looking forward to hearing it. So my sister said we shouldn't praise children. And I was just horrified. Why would you not praise children? She goes, because we need to praise them on effort, not on performance, not on talent, so that they learn to appreciate the work. And I'm like, it took me a while. I was like, no, I didn't buy into it. And I started reading about it. And then I discovered Carol Dweck and her book Mindset. Now there's links in the description to even on an Amazon link. There's a so that'll take you straight to the book. There's some YouTube links of Carol talking, and we've also got another person I'm going to feature, another writer, author called Joe Boaler, who's a specialist in maths. So after the mindset hour, we're going to do the happy maths hour, and it's all about mindset as well. So it's really 2 hours of mindset, but the second hour is specifically on maths. So if you have any problems, you want to learn more, or click and let me see, I might have instructions. We might have to hold that thought. Yes. Okay, right. One moment. Yay. Okay, I think we've got it. I do believe we've got it right. I'm going to finish this little bit of a story, and then we're going to go to a break, and then we're going to come back and continue talking. So, oh my goodness, where were we? Carol Dweck, mindset. Oh yes, in the links there's YouTube videos, there's a TED talk. I think there might be TED talks in both cases. I don't remember specifically which one I chose, but I chose one for you. You can take the first one, and then you can do the Google YouTube thing and keep going and do some what do they call that, binge watching of Carol Dweck and Joe Boaler. Oh yes, I was saying at 5 o'clock in 45 minutes, then we'll have the happy maths hour with my friend Tony Bearden, and that will be about mindset, specifically about learning maths, although of course mindset is mindset. And then, but we will also have some maths activities, and today I'm going to dangle something, and you're going to be playing with some wonderful shapes. They're called Sapinski tetrahedra. So that's in 45 minutes. So please join us for that, or search for Happy Maths Hour. Right. So here comes a jingle. Now see if I can find the correct jingle. Next week it's going to be really boring because I'll know all the right things to play, and you'll be like, oh, where's all that fun part where we don't know what we're playing? Oh, well, let's start with this. This looks intriguing. Okay, right, that's my banner. So that's not, don't remove it. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That's not it. Cancel. I'm not sure if you could hear me when I was doing that, but that wasn't it. That wasn't what we wanted. Let's have another go. I'm learning, and no, definitely not. Okay, back to the chat. I find out which one to use because I'm not seeing it. Right. So you're on Relax Radio. I'll do the jingle. Relax Radio. And I don't remember the rest of the words, but it's a lovely little tune, and you can advertise on Relax Radio, and it is, and please do support Relax Radio. It's a great community radio, and we are enjoying helping grow it. Now, this is what has been said about Carol Dweck and her mindset. World-renowned Stanford University psychologist Carol Dweck in decades of research on achievement and success, has discovered a truly groundbreaking idea: the power of our mindset. Professor Dweck explains why it's not just our abilities and talent that bring us success, but whether we approach our goals with a fixed or growth mindset. With the right mindset, we can motivate our children to raise their grades as well as reaching our own goals, both personal and professional. Mindset reveals what all great parents, teachers, CEOs, and athletes already know: how a simple idea about the brain can foster learning and nurture the resilience that is the basis of accomplishment in every area. Now, one of the stories told is, and I've read several different books from different people now, one of the examples given is of an athlete who is praised on achievement. So he's really talented, he's a natural winner, he's a natural athlete, and he gets on to the GB team, Team GB. He arrives on Team GB and he's actually effectively worked his way up the ranks, as in he's come from a poor background, a poor neighborhood, and everybody's always praised him for being naturally talented. And of course, he was always the best in every group and every area he ever competed in. He was always the best. So he gets onto the Team GB, where he's going to be competing all around the world with athletes of equally high caliber. And he arrives and everyone's like, wow, you're so talented, you're so great, we're so lucky to have you on the team. Well, what does he do? Does he train harder and push himself harder? Or does he sit back, relax a bit, thinking, okay, that's it. I've reached the top. I'm the best person in this team. I'm the one with most natural ability. So he may not have done it consciously, but the fact is, I'm saying this particular example was a gentleman. He basically rested on his laurels. So yes, he trained. Of course he trained. You have to train when you're on Team GB. It's not an option. It's not optional. But he didn't push himself. He didn't push himself because he didn't need to, because he was the best. And he was the one with the most natural ability. Well, the result was devastating. The result was that when it came to actual competition, he didn't even place. He didn't place in medals, and he got very down in the dumps and didn't know what to do about it. So he basically thought he failed, or was failure things, and didn't end well. Now, the same thing happens with university students. Let's say that very typically it's the American Ivy League, the British, the creme de la creme, the people that get to Oxford and Cambridge and the really high caliber universities, that up until that point in their life, they're the best, especially if they're from a comprehensive school, or depends what kind of neighborhood that, who else is in their group. They might have been the best in school their whole life. And then they arrive at university, and at Cambridge or Oxford or Stanford or Harvard or Sorbonne University, and all of a sudden, they're not the best. All of a sudden, they really have to struggle. Even people that go to normal university that think, oh yeah, no, I've always been good at this, so I don't have to work at it. As soon as they have to struggle, they start thinking, well, I must be not as good as I thought I was. Everybody's always told me I'm good, but actually, I'm not that good because I can't do this. And dropouts happen, and it can be quite devastating. It's disappointing. It can literally ruin career. I found it. I found it, I didn't scroll down far enough, so it can ruin careers. So on that note, I will be back after the break. This is Mindset Monday with Caroline Ainslie, and we are finding out how to make a difference in not just your children's lives, not just if you're a teacher, the children in your class, also in your own life, how to transform from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And here is the jingle. Yes, perseverance and determination. Right. Thank you. I found it. I did find it. It wasn't the first one. It was the second one. Now I've got to just remember. Now I've got messages coming in and everything. I'm replying to messages. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Right. Okay. Cool. So thank you. Now, what I haven't done, tell you what I haven't done. I haven't shared it. Okay, never mind. I'm going to just let that sleeping dog lie. I'm going to share it some other time. I'll share it at the next break. Share it at the next break and start a watch party on Facebook. Right. So where was I? So we've got the student who's arrived at university, was always the best in class. And all of a sudden they feel like a failure. They feel like, I'm not as clever as I thought I was. And therefore I can't do it. End of. That's it. That it is a deal breaker for many students when they find they're actually not as clever as they thought they were. And so now we're going to find out a little bit more about mindset. We're going to take a test. Are you ready for a test? Are you ready? Now this comes from Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, and there is a link to buy the book in the description. So please do, and please binge watch her work. I've actually got this on Audible, so I listened to this, and I put it on. I rotate various different books that I listen to mostly, but it's really great to have a physical one so that you can make notes. And I don't do that thing anymore where you don't write in books. I actually write in books now. I find them useful, so I write in them. Right. Which mindset do you have? Answer these questions about intelligence and read each. So I'm going to read each statement to you, and you're going to decide whether you mostly agree with it or mostly disagree with it. Now, bear in mind that you might have a growth mindset in some areas and not in others. So think about it with respect to an area where you might be struggling or where you might have a child that's struggling. Let's have a go. Let's see. Question number 1. Your intelligence is something very basic about you that you cannot change very much. You can't change your intelligence very much. It's very basic. It's very basic about you. It says it all in there. Yeah, well, never mind. You can learn things, but you can't change how intelligent you are. That's question number 2. Question number 3. So do you mostly agree or disagree with this? Third one, no matter how much intelligence you have, you can always change it quite a bit. And number 4, you can always substantially change how intelligent you are. Now, I have to confess, and someone might want to comment about this, I was not too sure about the use of the word intelligence. And Carol does talk about IQ and whether someone's IQ is fixed or can be changed. And I suppose intelligence is similar, but what I found in my experience is that someone who has very little schooling, who certainly isn't academic, can be extremely intelligent. But these questions are about growing your intelligence. So I wasn't quite sure about the use of the word intelligence, and I certainly, for sure, would put in the word ability there. But I'm happy to go with the flow. Carol has investigated this for decades, and she's done lots and lots and lots of research based at Stanford University, and I'm going to go with what she says. So if you agreed with questions number 2, that you can't change your intelligence, and you basically can't, you can learn new things but can't change your intelligence, then you have a fixed mindset. So again, it might only apply to certain things in your life, it might not apply to everything. And then 3 and 4, they reflect the growth mindset. You can always change your intelligence, and you can basically change how intelligent you are. Now, she does point out that you can be a mixture, but most people lean towards one or the other. Now, let me see. Okay, so now, here we go. You can also, it doesn't have to be intelligence. You can you can change, you can put it, can you improve your artistic talent, your innate talent? Can you improve your sports ability? Can you improve your business skill instead of intelligence? And one that I love, and that is, can you improve your artistic ability, your creative ability? Or are all artists born amazing artists? Right, since we had our, and I'm going to have another go at that branding, so think about that for a moment, and I'm hoping this is the correct one, so at least I've done this twice in the first half hour.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us here 24 hours and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio. Relax Radio.
Welcome back to Mindset Monday with Caroline Ainslie on the wonderful Relax Radio, a great community radio that is broadcast all around the world. Thank you. Thanks to that was beautiful. Thanks to the power of the internet. Absolutely love it. And we're talking about mindset. Of course, it's Mindset Monday. We're always talking about mindset. But today I have brought along my lovely book. I've actually got several books, but I'm not sure if we're going to get to any of the other ones. I think we must talk about Jo Boaler. She's an absolute hero of mine. So Mindset by Carol Dweck is like, this is not just to help children learn. This is for everybody. This is for anybody that's struggling with anything in life. You discover why. You discover why you're perhaps not growing the way you'd want to. It can give you incentive to grow. And after in half an hour at 5 o'clock, we have the Happy Maths Hour with my friend Tony Bearden, where we will be applying the skills that we are actually both learning from Carol Dweck. Constantly learning. Tony loves to say, she's 80, by the way. She loves to say, I learn something new every day. And she's such a bright spark, and as in awake, she's wide awake, constantly learning, constantly thinking, and her wonderful husband, Alan, as well. And they are a bright light in my life, that's for sure. Let's go back to Caroline, the grandma, who wants to praise her children. I'm concerned about this now, so I'm going to continue reading to find out how, and I'm told now that praising children for their talent, for their innate ability, is causing them harm. Now that worries me. I do not want to be doing that. So let's see. We've now tested. If you have any responses, please do put them in the comments. And I am going to work out how to get phone calls to come in, but I'm in lockdown at home. So far, I haven't got the answer, but I will hopefully by next week. You can actually call in with your comments and questions. So if you had any comments about the first one, let me know. And now we've got some more questions or some more comments. Okay. It's not just about your intelligence, whether or not you can increase it, or it's stuck, it's set in a certain way when you're born. It's your personal qualities. You want, again, do you agree mostly or disagree mostly with these statements? You're a certain kind of person, and there is not much that can be done to really change that. My beloved Julius, who passed 3 years ago, he always used to say, at the time he was 50, I'm 50 years old. He was foreign, so I'm 50 years old, basically, and I've always been this way and I always will be this way. That was something he used to say. Well, that was before I encountered Carol Dweck, so he would have had some, actually, it was after I met Carol Dweck. He wasn't going to be able to get away with saying that for much longer. So, number one, you are a certain kind of person, and there is not much that can be done to really change that. That's number one. Number two, no matter what kind of person you are, you can always change substantially. Number three, I know what kind my Julius was, at least in terms of his personality. You can do things differently, but the important parts of who you are can't really change. So do things differently, but you're in your core, you can't change. And you can always change basic things about the kind of person you are. Again, you can mull over those questions. And here, questions 1 and 3 are the fixed mindset, so it can't change fundamentally. And 2 and 4 are the growth mindset. Now, was that different to your intelligence? The question on the intelligence. I'm taking this out of pages 12 and 13 from Carol's book. So your personality mindset might be different to your talent mindset. Okay, now, how do we change? How do we change our mindset? The way one of the fundamental changes on mindset is, well, let's start with children. Let's start with how do we help children change their mindset? And the fundamental, the absolute fundamental is praise on effort rather than talent. So, and also what we do not want is we do not want children to depend on anybody else, whether it be a grown-up, whether it be a friend, whether it be a partner, whether it be a sibling, a grandparent or a child, if it's a grown-up needing validation from anyone outside of oneself. That is the absolute fundamental. So what you can do is you praise on effort. So you worked really hard at that instead of, oh wow, I love it, you did such a great job, or you're so clever. That's something that we hear about all the time. You're clever, oh you're good, Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh my goodness, thank you. I've got somebody technical in the background. Is that Harry? That's brilliant. Look at that, the book's there. Woo! No, not that's the front cover. Oh, there's the back cover. Now you've got the front and the back cover. There you go. Wonderful. And thank you. So when you praise on, so you've got such great talent, you're so talented, you are so clever, you are so good. Good is basically is one of those that we don't want to be talking about good. It's about, instead of being good, you want to talk about controlling your behavior. So you are, it's about adjusting your own behavior and staying in control of your own behavior and developing the moral fiber, that, you know, the values. It's about ingraining the values, and the way you do that is by example, setting examples. And instead of praising on talent, praise on effort. Wow, you worked really hard at that. I bet you feel really proud of yourself. So then you're encouraging them to puff up on their efforts about themselves rather than depend on somebody else to puff up, and get them to reflect on that and get them to be part of their, develop through ingraining, that they can then praise themselves. Like, I really worked hard on it. One of my favorite quotes, and I am paraphrasing, here, is by a lovely gentleman called Buckminster Fuller. Now, he was a multi-talented gentleman, as in, and I'm using the word talent, look at me, multi-accomplished gentleman. One of his biggest passions was about education. It might have been his biggest, I don't know. I never met him, but I know he's written a lot and thought a lot about it, and I have the benefit of his wisdom. One of my absolute favorite quotes is, paraphrasing, if I ran a school, I would give top marks, top grades, depending where you are in the world, top marks, not to the child who came to me and said, look, here's the answer, and parroted it out. I'd give them medium marks for being a good parrot. So I'd give top marks to the child who came to me, told me the answer, which might be right or might be wrong, told me what mistakes they made along the way and what they learned from them. That would be his idea of the best students, those who I see effectively are independent learners, and they don't stop at the first hurdle. I encourage with my grandson, I'm always talking about, and he's just turned 6, and he actually says it now. He says, Grandma, I've got perseverance and determination. It's wonderful. And even his father's saying it now. He says, perseverance and determination. And perseverance and determination won't only get you as far as you hope to go and stop. With perseverance and determination, you'll get there. You might get to a block, but then you can persevere and keep being determined and be determined and keep persevering and keep until you get over the blocks and carry on and have success in the endeavor that you're after at any given time. And of course, being my subject is maths, I'm not a teacher per se. I do workshops and I do a radio show and I make videos for you. I'm a YouTuber. Tony and I, she's 80, I'm 58, nearly 59. We're YouTubers. We've just become YouTubers this year. This happened in lockdown. I've been making videos for YouTube for a few years, but now I'm a YouTuber. So perseverance and determination, and the willingness to learn, curiosity to learn, that the love of learning is absolutely key. And if you can engender that in your little ones. Now, what about grown-ups? Well, you know what? It's exactly the same thing. Praise yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to praise you. praise yourself. And if you come to a block, it's a matter of, okay, now what? Oh, yes. One of Carol's most wonderful, and I think that's on the link. That's on the link below. That's the one I chose. I remember now. The power of the word yet. So, and I am still working on this after years of knowing that I do not want to use the word no. Like if a child comes up and says, oh, is this right or is that wrong or whatever, and or if that be whether it be behavior, whatever it is, and you say no, oh no. Substitute no for not yet. Now that goes for if you fail an exam, like you haven't passed yet. It goes for is it right? If the answer is no, not yet, as in keep going, keep persevering. You can say it to yourself. I use it all the time now. There are so many things just generally in life where you could say no and you could stop it, and that's it's not finality. You create finality. You create a roadblock for yourself by saying no, or my other bugbear, massive bugbear, I can't. Oh, no. And as my lovely grandson started saying I can't practically as soon as he could talk, as soon as he could enunciate I can't, he was saying it. And I was like, where did he get that from? Where did he find that word from? That is something I don't use, and I don't remember his parents using it. I haven't done it yet. I haven't succeeded yet. I don't know how to do it yet. I haven't learned that yet. That one word, and Carol's the one that I stream.
Yeah, add to stream.
And now you've got feedback, which implies that we need to stop this. Hello, we're back. I'm so sorry about that. Right. And don't ask me where we were. We were somewhere talking about how to overcome, we're talking about perseverance and determination, I think. So with perseverance and determination, this is the radio program to make sure that I am preaching what I teach, teaching what I preach, doing what I preach, something like that. So what I'm going to do is, we've only got 6 minutes left to finish, and I think we'd better do a jingle. No, Maya, you've probably had the jingles actually while I've been doing this. I wanted to recommend some books to you. Now, they are in the description. One of the lovely ones is, it's a growth mindset coach. And it actually goes over, it covers several months, and you literally go in and you've got things to do over a period of time. So, okay, there's a picture of a brain. Fine, that's not a very good example, is it? I didn't actually, oh, nice, March. March is brilliant. March is mistakes are opportunities for learning. Perfect. I love March. So each month there are different activities, different focus points to help develop a growth mindset. And this is something that the whole family can do. Or if you're a grown up, just go ahead and do it yourself, or maybe do it with a pal or an accountability partner who is perhaps one of the things that is recommended when you're growing, when you're learning, when you're stretching yourself in a new area, is get someone who's better than you in that area as your accountability partner or as a coach. And that way you will be pulled towards a higher level, as opposed to someone, if you're struggling with someone, and you might they might go down and you might go down with them, because we're friends, right? You want to match your friend. I can't. There you go. Touch the fingers together, then they won't separate. So it's, yeah, that's always a good thing for a coach, to get someone who's better than you at what you want to achieve. Now, this one is by mindset specialist James Nottingham and Jill Nottingham. And they work with Carol Dweck, and challenging early learning. It's helping understand for early learners. Now, that is such a crucial time. My grandson, by the time he was 4, was saying, I can't. And also, who here is born knowing how to teach a 3-year-old anything at all, or a 2-year-old, or a 1-year-old? How do you best grow a young child to develop? So that this one will help with that. And then there's challenging mindset, also by James Nottingham and Bosse, Larsson. I don't exactly know how to pronounce that, but there are my book recommendations for my book club for today. We might feature one of those on another occasion. And next week we've got the amazing Albert Bonnet, who's coming. He's from Catalonia, and he is got one of the most brilliant mindsets I've ever met. And I'm using him. He's my accountability partner for improving my not so much my mindset, more my productivity. I'm actually probably ahead of him in mindset, so I could be his mindset accountability, and he's certainly great on productivity. So I've just realized that I'm not wearing the microphone, so I don't know how well you can hear me, and I've been fiddling with the microphone. Oh my goodness, this radio malarkey is very definitely a learning curve, and especially since with COVID, I'm now at home and I was just playing with my microphone. So how on earth were you supposed to hear what I was saying? Right. Well, thank you so much for bearing with me. Coming up next is my wonderful friend and mentor, Tony Bearden. and we are YouTubers. And we're creating some great videos, and there's some amazing content on the website that has been building. She keeps adding content to this amazing website for maths learning and generally mindset as well. Join us after the break for Happy Maths Monday. Thank you very much for joining, and I am going to do this. I'm going to succeed in playing the right jingle. Jingle, jangle, jangle, jingle. Ah, there's the background. I think I finally found the background that I needed. Here we go. See you next week or after the break.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, yeah, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio. Relax Radio.
Hello, I am now, welcome back to, Mindset Monday, but now it's time now I'm looking for a different background, and it's deciding to not do that background. So I'm not going to do that. That's not going to happen. And welcome to the Happy Maths Hour. Now I'm looking forward to my friend Tony joining me. And I've just realized I'm in the wrong link. So goodbye. She's coming on here. Okay. Found a picture of Tony Bearden. Good job there. I'm actually going to close this and come back in a minute on the other channel. Be right back.